Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's the weekend, so let's do the whole darn thing. Saturday, July the 17th, National Lottery Day, National Peach Ice Cream Day, National Tattoo Day, Wrong Way Corrigan Day, National Yellow Pig Day, World Emoji Day, National Strawberry Rhubarb Wine Day, and Toss Away the Could-Haves and Should-Haves Day. Sunday.
That's always a good day.
It is a good day. By the way, the 17th was also my father's birthday, but he's been gone for a long, long time. The 18th, Sunday, National Sour Candy Day. I actually do kind of like sour candy.
I do too.
National Caviar Day. Never been a huge fan.
Not a fan.
And National Ice Cream Day. So, big fan. Big fan of ice cream.
Nice.
And we're wrapping up Shark Week. Discovery Channel Shark Week.
I have always been such a huge fan, but I
yeah.
haven't seen it for so many years. We got rid of
Joe
cable.
Romeiro is my guest.
Okay.
He grew up watching Shark Week. Now he's been a big part of Shark Week. I'm excited to visit with him coming up in just a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A new study claims that methamphetamines in waterways could be turning trout into drug addicts. What?
Okay.
Apparently there's a big problem with meth in waterways. Why? How is that happening?
I have no idea.
People flushing meth? I'm not exactly sure what's going on. But hey, quit putting the fish on meth. It's a bad idea. A survey of parents with infants found respondents are faced with about 34 tough decisions per week. 1,760 difficult decisions in a baby's first year. Choosing a name for the baby was the most difficult first decision. 37% said that. Followed by deciding whether to breastfeed or use formula. 34% said that. Other difficult decisions in the first year, they say, figuring out childcare, which formula to use, where the baby should sleep, decorating the nursery, how to sleep train, whether to post pictures on social media or not, finding the right pediatrician, and whether to parent as their parents did. A lot of decisions. Let me tell you, it doesn't get a whole lot easier.
No.
Our kids are in their 20s now, and I wish I could say, well, we don't have to make as many decisions, but there are times that you're like, oh boy.
What do we do?
We should have taught them that, shouldn't we? All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. A Wyoming rancher was pinned under an ATV for 2 days after a rollover.
Oh my gosh.
And I got to tell you, usually we have people who do something silly. What he did, he was lucky. He had survived because he was drinking bottled water and beer that he happened to have in the vehicle.
Oh.
Frank Reynolds, age 53, was rounding up livestock on a neighbor's pasture when his vehicle tipped over, and it pinned him, dislocated his shoulder, broke his ribs. He honked the ATV's horn until the battery died, but nobody was around to hear him.
No.
It's out in a remote area outside of Gillette, Wyoming. The badly bruised rancher was able to stay alive for a few days because of Keystone Light that was in the cooler.
Nice.
And water that he happened to have. Finally, family and friends were going, where in the world is he? And they found him. It was a day later, so it was 1 day. Badly bruised, out of it.
That had to have been absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, but the good news is it's the first time beer saved the day.
Right.
I don't think I've ever had a story.
Right? No, we haven't ever.
This
we
could
don't
have gone
very many
somewhere else.
positive ones.
But I thought I'm putting that right here. Thanks for
Nice.
listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. We got another house that's for sale. Matthew Perry from Friends.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a good year for Matthew Perry when it comes to real estate especially, but they also had the big reunion thing. In addition to acting, writing, producing, he's been buying real estate, restyling it, and reselling some fabulous California homes. For many years he's been doing this. He recently sold two different properties, a stunning Century City condo in L.A. for $21.6 million and a Malibu beach home for $13.1 million. His condo sale, by the way, is the most expensive condo sale in Los Angeles since 2015.
Wow, good for him.
So, Matthew Perry, friend and flipper. So,
you should have a show.
He should. Big screen, little screen. Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of Pure Canna, promo code radio. Single men who are hoping to land a girlfriend might want to keep images of their cat out of their dating profile.
That's for sure.
According to a new study, Colorado University researchers showed photos of two different men posed, one with a cat, one without a cat, hundreds of women, and they found the man's feline companion was a deal breaker for many. It made him less masculine, more neurotic, agreeable, and open, and less dateable, according to the study. So that's too bad. I know many guys who have cats that are manly men, and they have cats.
But it's not a super masculine
I get it.
look.
I understand. It's until you get to know somebody, all you know is the superficial, what do you see?
Right.
So I understand that. Pope Francis will be staying in the hospital for a few more days to recover from the colon surgery. Vatican spokesperson said in order to optimize his medical rehabilitative therapy, he'll remain hospitalized for a few more days. Now, I got this story a couple days ago, so he might be out by now. But Tesla, this is interesting. They're building a solar-powered neighborhood in Austin, Texas. That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Like, let's build a whole neighborhood powered by the sun.
No, I think that's great. If
Interesting.
it's powerful enough to actually run everything, I think that's awesome.
And if that's powerful enough to charge their cars, that would be really, really, really cool. So anyway, good job, Tesla. In an annual survey about fast food restaurants, guess which restaurant came in dead last in an annual survey? Dead last.
McDonald's?
They did. I can't believe you guessed that because that's one of your favorites. So
I wouldn't say it's a favorite.
well, you end up wanting to go there quite often. So
but it's not exactly high quality or
well,
great customer service or
today's program,
really anything redeemable at
program
all.
not brought to you by McDonald's for sure. A new report claims young Americans are using dating apps just to find friends. So they're saying,
How sad is that?
like, yeah, you know what? They should have just a friends app. I wonder if that's a thing. I don't know. Maybe it should be. This has been your scoop of the day.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We are wrapping up one of the most exciting weeks of the summer, Shark Week, and we're doing it in style right here. We've got Joe Romeiro joining us. He's a naturalist, and he's also an award-winning cinematographer. And Joe, how long have you been involved in Shark Week on Discovery?
For a while, like about 10 years or so.
And people get pretty darn excited for Shark Week, but is it hard for you as one of the people putting the footage together to outdo yourself each and every year?
Amazingly difficult to constantly, top what you do the year before. Every year you come to the table and you wonder how you're going to top the last year. Shark Week's been around for 33 years. The amount of advancements we have, every year, but anytime any new camera tech comes out or any kind of, thing, we look at that and we try to go, how can we utilize this to film Shark Week? It's become kind of like a holiday for most people. It's like that time of year where you hit Shark Week, it's summertime, and a lot of people get excited about it. serious some of the fans take it and stuff. It's like there's some really die-hard fans, so you try to give the fans like everything they want, but you're also trying to like tell interesting stories about sharks.
And one of the things that I think really is sad, people, for whatever reason, think that there are like shark attacks happening everywhere all the time. It's pretty rare to have a shark attack, isn't it?
Well, honestly, there's a big movement right now to change the word from attack to like accident, because a lot of these things are like mistakes. You know, it's not something that we're on really the level naturalistically to be on their food scale. You know, like we're not showing up on their radar, so to speak. The one thing is we're throwing something like us in an unnatural element to an animal that really just touches, feels, explores this world, does everything with its mouth. You interact with that every so often. You have one interact with someone, and it'll be like intense. And unfortunately, you know, the interactions can be horrible at times, but it's the same with every wild animal in the world. You know, there are people out there that have been like killed by chickens.
Yeah.
You know, like killed by things where it's like you wouldn't normally think about. Cows.
We actually just had that as a fun fact on Thursday of this week. Cows actually kill about 20 people per year. There's about 53 shark bites per year, and usually turns into about one being fatal. But you never really think about, you know, Cow Week.
Well, attacks by cows are never unlikely, but you know, are very unlikely, but never 100%. You know.
Exactly.
Speak for yourself. I mean, I have a healthy respect for the cow.
I think a lot of the fear of sharks goes back to a little blockbuster. The first summer blockbuster was Jaws back in 1975. Ever since then, anytime I get in a lake, even in a swimming pool, I'm always like, I hope I'm safe in here.
That's considered to be the most classic American movie of all time, Jaws. That movie set the stage for a lot of people to think that sharks are dangerous, mindless, bloodthirsty animals. And I mean, we've heard this before. We all know they're not.
Yeah.
They are complex, amazing, super powerful predators we celebrate every year. But that's what Shark Week does well. We take like subjects that people don't really know very well, and we're trying to like educate them and entertain them at the same time. But even growing up as a kid, I remember a lot of the facts that I learned about sharks, a lot of the things that they would tell you about how to interact with sharks if you did, which is very rare, would come from places like Shark Week. I mean, where are you supposed to go to get, like, your education full of, like, you know, all the cutting-edge stuff that comes out every year? You know, it was just this one place as a kid for me where I could go, I could watch it, I could celebrate it, and I could get into all the things that I liked. And knowing stuff about sharks, I think we all do. We all like to know a little bit of, like, something about, like, something that nobody else does.
Absolutely.
And that's one of those animals that you can revel in it, you know?
I think it's awesome that you grew up watching Shark Week, and now you're actually part of the program, and you're inspiring a whole new generation to hopefully take the reins one day.
When Shark Week came out, it was like, you know, 1 week throughout the year on cable television. Now Shark Week's like a holiday, and it's like, it's grown to be such a big thing. We have like online, we have Discovery Plus, we have Discovery, everything's changed. The patterns of everybody is like, everything's like different than when it was when I was a kid. But I don't know, it's so much larger and it's so overwhelming at times. But I feel so super privileged and lucky just to get a couple of shows that you can really highlight and put a lot of work into and see like how well they'll come out. And you know, you try to be as proud as possible of them. And lately, it feels really accomplished when you get them.
Well, thank you for being so passionate about this. And think about this. You're inspiring a whole new generation that someday they're going to be inspired to take over like you were, and then they're going to be putting out their own version of Shark Week in 20, 30 years.
Thanks. I mean, I hope so. I hope those kids are out there, like, gearing up their cameras, dying to do it, because, you know, I'm anxious to see what they come up with.
Again, our guest has been Joe Romeiro. Shark Week wrapping up this weekend. Joe, thanks for your time, man.
Thank you. Happy Shark Week.
Absolutely. I've got a link to all the info in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In Germany, people help toads cross the road.
That's nice.
You might not want to bring up the popular video game Frogger in Germany, apparently. They like to protect their toads and frogs and other amphibian friends. In order to save them from harm, when crossing the street, organizations have installed more than 800 fences along popular roadways.
Wow.
Along these fences are buckets So when they're trying to cross, they hop into a bucket. At the end of the day, they'll go over and pick up the bucket, walk across the road, and dump them. So they'll be able to go. So they actually have it so they can't cross the road on their own. They've got fences that lead to buckets.
I was going to say, the frogs know they're supposed to get in these buckets?
No, they just, when they try to jump across the road, they land in a bucket. So.
All right, that makes sense.
It does. Unless you get a whole bucket full of toads, then they just hop across the top of each other, apparently. I don't know how many toads they get in a bucket, but all of a sudden it sounds like some sort of game. But it is today's fun fact, and now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline: China. China has completed their first spacewalk since 2008.
Okay.
So they're walking in space. So I'm not sure why they took such a long break and what they're going back now, what the agenda was, but interesting stuff. Now you know. It is today's news headline from somewhere in this world, brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. When it came to making himself at home, this burglar took it to the extreme. He broke into a home back in June, the 30th of June. Decided to do some laundry, made himself a snack.
Holy cow.
At about 4 a.m., police arrived. They learned the homeowners had been startled by somebody in the bedroom trying to open the door anyway. Homeowner said she screamed and went after the man. Her husband and son beside her bed followed downstairs. They saw the window was unlocked, and for whatever reason, this person entered during a heat wave. The suspect left, but they found in the laundry room that was all messed up and the dryer was on. The suspect also made some Eggo waffles and a lean cuisine meal, and some yogurt and popsicles. Suspect identified as Philip Neal Cedarly found a short distance from the home and was taken into custody. What in the world was going on there? Doesn't that just seem like a random thing?
Well,
so it was really hot.
People were home even, and he was doing all this.
Yeah, he came in. He's like, I'm going to make myself some breakfast, do a little bit of laundry.
Very brave.
He would have probably been just fine, other than the fact that he tried to open their door.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not saying to avoid that you'll get away with it. Don't do it. Period.
No,
That's a
don't
bad
do
plan. It makes today's weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by BetterResultsAdvertising.com. A Northeast Missouri man hospitalized after accidentally shooting himself while fishing. What? Happened at about 3 p.m.
He had a gun while he was fishing.
On a farm. Sheriff Joe Romeiro told the TV that the victim, 33-year-old Derek Shaw, was fishing alone on a family member's farm when the shooting happened. Shaw told investigators he was messing around with a .357 Magnum when it accidentally discharged. The bullet from the gun struck him in the upper chest area, the left chest area. That could have been deadly. Mm-hmm. He was flown from the scene for treatment. Spokesperson said that he's listed in fair condition. And, boy, there's a fishing story that you probably don't want to tell, but he is so lucky to be alive.
Yeah, for sure. Because
that's near your
terrifying.
heart.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I didn't think I'd ever have to say this before, but don't play with guns. There we go. Little tip from Uncle John.
That's good advice.
Yeah, it's today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, But I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Heidi, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, which one here? Reflection Bay, Henderson, Nevada. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
Rehab center.
Reflection Bay is not. It's a
What?
golf course. Yeah, I'm sorry. Reflection Bay. You can get a hole in one. Not a rehab center. It's
That's a
golf
better
course.
name for a rehab
That
center.
does sound like a
you should
good-
be reflecting on
Yeah.
your decisions.
Yeah.
and-
I'm not saying that it's that you were way off because it does sound right.
I know.
But you just weren't right. That's all.
I wasn't right. Again.
But that is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. And this is kind of a fun story right here. High school graduates use their senior trip money to help their community. I love this. Some students in Maine donated $8,000 that they had saved up to do a big senior trip. Well, instead of going on a senior trip, the class of 2021, there's 13 kids, so there's not a bunch of kids in this class. They were going to go to Greece. They thought about maybe South Korea. Previous trips in the past took people to France and Iceland and Norway and Italy. Anyway, this year, instead of going...
Good Lord, I think we got to go to the park or something.
Yeah, we didn't do any of that. Instead, this year, they took the money that they were going to use for this class trip and they donated it to help neighbors that were struggling in the wake of the pandemic. I love this. They said it sort of felt obvious that it needed to go back into the community. 17-year-old Olivia Britton said that. It's one of this year's graduates. Seniors raised about $8,000 working concession stands, holding harvests, winter festivals, community suppers. So this is something that during the time they're in school, they do fundraisers.
Right.
The money goes into this little this fund, and then they go on a senior trip.
Wow.
$5,000 of this went to the Island Community Fund to help people who were out of work and needed money for food or rent or whatnot during the recovery. Students are still deciding whether to donate the rest of the money. They're trying to figure out where that's going to go. They said it would have seemed weird and definitely wrong to be spending money on a trip overseas when there are other people that can't even make it right back here at home. They say we see how the whole world is struggling, so it was really good to take this money and do something good with it. So I love that. I love that story.
That's very nice.
And I love these kids, very big hearts. Now, I wonder if there's like one kid that's like, you guys do that. I'm going to Greece.
I would have probably been that one.
I was looking at you, the look on your face all the way through that. Heidi would have been the one who was like, oh, hey, goody two shoes, you have fun. Divvy that up. I'm taking my bet. I'm at least going to Vegas. Going somewhere. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. By the way, I would be the one saying, we should just donate the money. Do you disagree with that?
That's absolutely right.
I know it is because I would. I love the story. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.